Hey friends and family, loved ones, hey fools, hey magicians and gardeners and alchemists. How you doing today? So I'm happy to be alive today. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to play. I'm happy to show up, happy to practice, happy to learn, happy to grow, happy to do my thing. Yes, I am. So I was noticing, or if wondering, see my little friend behind me there. So my mannequin came, and I have been, doing some art projects this week, and I'm ready to start on my scapegoat. And so it's just kind of fun. I'll let you get a look at her if you can see her. Yeah, she's got a big trench coat on, and that is going to be my scapegoat. So I mentioned that a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about labels and how certain labels and descriptions are used to control opposition, divide and conquer, and like dehumanize others, and blame others for the problem reaction solution, and it just kind of skews our own view of who we are and what we're doing, and just kind of caught in like that description, sometimes hooked into that description, and agreeing to emotional toxic garbage, and it's just kind of funny and silly where this is just something I get to do for me. And I was waiting in anticipation for this mannequin to arrive, and my husband ordered it for me a couple weeks ago, and he affectionately refers to it as my fag. And he's like, your fag is en route. And then my fag got lost, and then my fag got stuck in New Jersey. And then then they sent a new fag out, so I have my fag. This is kind of fun. Just being silly like that, and just like, oh boy, my very own fag. It's just like, why not just laugh and just play and just be silly, because it's all okay. And so just being creative and embracing my creativity, my silliness, and my mischievous being within me, that likes to play, likes to see what's gonna happen, that trickster aspect of myself that I love. And that's really fun to play with and play at being. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about the scapegoat, and I don't really know how it's going to be, and I'm just going to let go of expectations and how I think it should be, or how I think it needs to be enough. And I'm just going to let it be fun. So just like Andy Warhol says, or used to say, just make art. While other people are deciding whether it's good or bad, just make more art. Don't worry if it's good or bad, just make art. And so I'm just going to express myself and make my art. And maybe it will be the first of many, fun projects. But I can totally see myself having way too much fun with this mannequin, my very own bag that I have to play with. So, I just have so many ideas, and what I could do with her. Just funny stuff like costuming and dressing her up in certain ways to reflect different aspects. And putting different hats on her, different wigs, different things, putting her in different places so she can scare people, all those things. Maybe even doing like some henna body art on her, whatever. Little Sharpie tattoos and whatnot. But I could see that being a lot of fun, and me wanting another one too, just for fun, just for my own creative spirit and mischief maker within. But there's a couple of paintings that I painted the last couple days, and there's some that are still drying, but I did want to show you the colors that I'm using this week. And I did want to share this little diagram that I kind of drew up for my scapegoat, with all these labels and this toxic emotional garbage that I'm no longer agreeing to, and I'm no longer no longer gonna let stick to me because it's not true. It's false. And yeah, I choose new, true, full, whole stories that contribute to the integrity of the whole and the integrity of my whole being. And so here's a couple of paintings just for fun that I did. I did some things that some new things, that I hadn't tried before. So I just got a bunch of cheap hair dryers, and I had never tried that technique. I don't know if it's called Dutch pour or if there's a word for it. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched any videos or tutorials on it, but I just thought, hey, I'm gonna see what happens. So I kind of puddled some paint on a canvas that I put a white base coat on first, puddled some paint, and then kind of like played with the hair dryer on the low setting and the high setting to see what would happen. Now this is what happened for the first one. It's kind of cool how it just decided to flow and kind of do a wave together. And I see a little dragon over here, a dragon's face, so that's kind of fun colors for me. And the other day, and I was feeling like the fiery energy, and I've really loved playing with yellows and oranges lately because those colors I hadn't really done a lot with. And I actually, super enjoyed this one. This was just an experiment, but I really like how it turned out. And it was, it has a hole in the canvas. But this is this one. So it looks like a fire flower, fire blossom. That was super fun. I didn't even plan. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going to happen there. But it's just kind of let's just play and see what happens. Okay. And that's what happened. So I really like it. That was awesome. So feeling the fire water, the fire in the water this week, the sunlight fluid, the plasma, the liquid love. Yeah. And then I wanted to do another one with some bright neons and stuff. And this is this is yellow, orange, and different blues. But it almost looks like the whole rainbow's in here because of the colors that have blended together. And it's almost, similar. It's like a vortex or a portal. It's pretty awesome. So just kind of been looking into and hearing about and kind of having certain synchronicities come up around colors and around different energy centers and around spinning and the solar plexus and Ram and Rama and Ramaya, and rays of the sun, all those things. And I was remembering some vision that I had a couple of years ago, and before I even started painting. And I've been living in another house, and this was about almost 5 years ago, about 5 years ago. So I was looking out my window, and I got this vision that I was standing in front of the window painting something, and it was a yellow sun with a blue spiral, and it was going and spinning around. And I haven't ever really done that painting, but I was reminded the other day about it. And after I'd done these, and it was oh, that's so cool, this time right now, all these things, all these creative opportunities and gifts and blessings. And so creating the life that I am excited and happy and joyful to wake up to, and I love it, and I love my life, and I love everything in it, and I love being here, and I love that I am here right now. So feeling really good, feeling joyful. I got some good sleep this week, recharging, restoring, resetting. I got some good sleep. Just went to bed when I was tired. Actually took some naps this week, ranging from just under an hour to a couple hours, and just letting myself be and surrendering and letting go. And I've been listening to some certain things, and it's just been so great, everything I'm receiving right now. And I just can't even say how awesome and how magical it all really is in so many ways, in every single way. And just blown away every day by the changes taking place and the transformation, like, process of awakening and remembering who we are and who we get to be. And so, what wants to be shared today? There's so much. There's so many good things. So many fun things. So lots of good conversations lately with friends and family, and lots of good connections, and just getting out of my own way. And that's one of the things, like, that I really, like, was working with and playing with, was like, getting out of my own way and just be in that I don't know, like, mind state, mental state. Yeah, to open and let go and begin again, be here again. And it's just like, wow. So something came up on a notification on my phone, and it was something by I guess sometimes I don't like to use labels either, because it just they don't resonate with me sometimes either, and sometimes they turn me off. But sometimes I don't know how else to describe or explain something. And so, it's just like, there's sometimes labels are useful. Or, some certain descriptions are useful to paint certain pictures and, to communicate. But, teachers, light workers, healers, however you want to look at them, like, we're all that. Just some of us are a little more in touch with that inner healer and magic maker and creator and artist. But it was somebody that I normally, like, kind of wouldn't really, like, listen to or choose to, like, click on, because I mean, I have my preferences and my ideals and the people that I'm familiar with, and that, like, really kind of just feel right for me. And sometimes, like, listening to the other people that I know that they have wisdom, and they to each their own for everyone, because everyone is attracted to different, like, types of personalities and types of styles and whatnot. And so, like, I totally appreciate that and value that and acknowledge, like, that, and I'm grateful for that, like, all the natural diversity and, like, our gifts and our voices that can harmonize, but they're all different, and that's, like, right. And so, just the sage had come up, and it was like, pay attention to your traditional reactions or responses to things, because, like, you might want to, like, switch it up or, like, go beyond, like, what your normal preferences are, because there may be something for you, like, if you can let go of, like, like, there's nothing there for me, when maybe, there actually is something there. And so, I decided to listen to Matt Kahn, who, like, he's lovely, and I like what he says, and it totally, like, echoes lots of different messages that I've received for myself. It's just, like, I don't know if I've really, like, liked his style per se, because I appreciate other styles as well. But I listened to this podcast or this call, and it was The Wisdom of Not Knowing. And I was just like, why not? Let's just check that out, and let's listen, and let's, like, consider it, and let's receive it. So I was doing that while I was painting, and I was just kind of laughing, like, while listening, because the exact things that I needed to hear, like, were shared in that video. And so I was just like, wow, just get out of my own way and just receive what is here for me, what is being offered. And so sometimes it's kind of easy sometimes to take for granted or overlook what is being offered, when it's not, like, how we expect it to look, or how we expect it to be, or how we expect it to seem, or all those things. So I was super grateful, and I'll put that video in the description link. And it was really good for me, because, like, I've been doing my best to be in that surrendered state and that I don't know mind. But sometimes it's so hard, like without bringing in, like, the ego's need to do it right. And that's like the thing that has been my biggest cock blocker is doing it right, or seeming right, or being seen as right, or getting it right. Not doing it wrong, like, oh no, like that's the worst thing, like doing it wrong or hurting someone because I'm gonna do it wrong. That's like one of my biggest fears, like some unforeseen, like, catastrophe because of some kind of mistake or unwise, not totally thought out choice or some kind of thing. But it's just funny because I don't really operate like that, where I'm so impulsive. I like put a lot of thought into the things that I choose to do and the things that I even choose to say and offer and all those things. So like I'm very conscientious and sometimes way too much so. And then I get paralyzed, my analysis paralysis with overthinking. And so it's been a good week to just play and open up and just let it go. And like everything that I think I'm supposed to know. Yeah, because it's just like, in certain ways I have been chasing my own tails, but that's okay too. And like thinking that there's somewhere to arrive to, which in a lot of ways I already know that that's not true as well, but it's just the funny monkey mind, And so one of the things that he shared in that video, like the wisdom of not knowing, was that our ego thinks there's some end to get to, like, and then we can avoid suffering, or we can avoid ourselves. And I was like, oh damn it. Called it out right there. And it's just like reminding me about different things, about beginning again, like coming back to the beginning and all those things. And just like all the ego's agenda is like to get it right and to do it right, and then to feel that pride. Oh, I did it right. I have that formula to do it right. But it's just silly because it is like, in a way, it's an attempt to avoid unpleasantness and and life, my own life. And so it's interesting to look at, and I'm willing to see more into that and receive more insight. So, one thing that I did want to share, like, one more card from this Dreams of Gaia tarot, because they have been like really awesome guides to help me navigate this week. And I just flipped it open before I began, and I flipped it open to page 54. And this is actually the Crone that I shared the other day, but it's the potential blockage. So I thought, wow, I think I better read that one and share that one. So the Crone is number 6 in the Dreams of Gaia tarot, and I shared the present, or the past, the past position last time. But this potential blockage here for the Crone by Ravynne Phelan. So potential blockage. When the Crone appears in the reverse position, she symbolizes a need to get in touch with your shadow self. It is time to draw on the strength of your shadow and get angry. Not a rash and reactive anger, but a cold, defiant, and determined anger. Someone may need to be told to take a long walk off a short pier. Because if you do not tell them, they are going to continue to expect you to be meek and compliant. They may want you to feel unimportant. They may want you to believe you have no purpose. They may want you to question and doubt yourself. They may want you to do as you are told. They may want you to stay in the nice, brown, boring box they believe to be your perfect fit. Regardless of their reasons, they want you to remain in a doubtful and uncertain state of mind because it gives them more power to control you and disempower you. So it is time now for you to say no. It is time for you to prove them wrong by doing everything they tell you that you cannot or should not or are unable to do. It is time to be fierce. It is time to fight back. Do not be afraid. Do not give up. The crone reversed symbolizes a need to go to war, if necessary, to prove your worth, not to them, but to yourself. And that's super interesting too, because I've been thinking about the peaceful warrior and the warrior, and badger medicine, and employing that assertiveness and aggression when necessary, because badger isn't shy. Badger will employ all resources, all things to exact a cure. And it's not always pretty, but it's effective, And so I think that's super interesting. I'm thinking about, man, like some of this shit, like that's going on, it is like, it's absolute ridiculousness, absolute bullshit. And it's just like, what is your boiling point, And what are we going to allow to continue? And that's like something that came up when I was looking at my journal. From May into July, maybe. The other day, it was like, what are we going to allow to continue? Like, what are we going to allow to continue? And so just acceptance, like moving into acceptance and accepting the things that I can't change or that I cannot change, and accepting the responsibility for changing the things that I can change. And then also, like the stuff about self-confidence, working with my new self-confidence. And that's been interesting and awesome. And self-doubt and shame and guilt is like this disempowered mind train, and mind entrainment. This mind slavery, mental slavery. The self-doubt programming and all that. And so it is interesting to believe in ourselves and to feel good about ourselves and to be able to trust ourselves. That's what I've been getting. Like that, we do. Like, it is like right to trust ourselves and right to trust in our lives and trust that we are provided for and that we are cared for and that opportunities are being presented to us and gifts and blessings are being offered. Are we able to recognize them? Are we able to open to receive them? And so, I just thought I wanted to share that and mention that. And all the good things. So, that one is a good card. The Crone, number 6. And so, super, super thankful for the crone, for that aspect within me, that no nonsense, like tough love, I'll tell you like it is kind of thing. And so wants to be shared about that. Just totally have so much compassion for all the PTSD and all the trauma that we've gone through and that we've experienced, and I know that we're all coming from different places and we're at different places right now, and it's just like my focus is on like empathy and cooperation rather than needing to be right and being attached to a story or an identity or a false image or a false role, and giving myself permission and making the room and the space to allow all of it to be what it is right now. And participating, playing my part, as a whole living being, playing my part, playing my parts, showing up, and living the truth through my heart, doing my best to start again, to restart where I am. Here I am. And so I want to share like a couple of these labels, and the emotional garbage like that I unconsciously agreed to and believed about myself. And so this is like just a little diagram of kind of like some of those labels. Some of those labels that like totally like slapped on, like just a freaking stereotypes. And then some are freaking personal, like connected to old wounds and triggers that are no longer aligned and no longer mine to carry. And they don't have as much of a charge as they did last year. And so like that's why I think I'm not as angry or reactive like when it comes to certain things, like seeing certain things how they're playing out. Like I'm just kind of like almost amused in certain ways, but it is like it's just like eye roll, because it's like I saw this coming. I knew that this is how it was going to play out, like, and so it's just like meh. So but it is like in another way, it's like I'm more in a centered place so that I can speak about it, and I can speak out, like speak out for like what is true and what is right. And that's the way that I see it and I receive it. So I'll just leave it at that. So this is for the scapegoat. And, you can see here in the middle, I have subhuman, because like that's what these labels and these stories and these identities and these roles and the ego agendas and the survival strategies, I mean, they're meant to like keep us at war with ourselves and each other, so that we can be more controllable and infiltratable and manageable, I guess, or manipulatable. So I'm just looking at the manipulation that's gone on, and like through like this repetitive mind control, if you repeat a lie long enough it becomes the truth, or kind of a thing. And so it is interesting how certain labels and how certain stories are used to create a scapegoat or a boogeyman, and to blame someone, so that we just keep the victim judge game going. And so it's like that is interesting, like who they're teaching the masses to hate or to despise or to blame. And so at the very top here, like, of this subhuman box here, this little boring box, conspiracy monster, anti-establishment, I'm anti-stab, so, this is like, naughty, you dumb girl, you know, so... Careless, weak, selfish, dangerous, unworthy, white trash, racist, dumb, ugly, dirty, unclean, not enough, addict, martyr, delusional, out of control, crazy, wrong, black sheep, divergent, shameful, impure, rebel, fragile, covert, narcissist, victim judge, damsel in distress, saboteur, worthless whore, scapegoat, misfit, vain slut, unhinged, weirdo, schizoparanoid, awkward, disgusting, sinful, fraud, guilty, defiant, wild, unruly, undesirable, bitch, overly sensitive, freak, batshit, lazy, useless, bad, broken, fat, outcast. Yeah. Like, those are the very, very, very worst things to be, you know? And fuck that. I say fuck that. Surrender and let it be. Yeah. And so I'm going to do something creative with all of this bullshit. And it's, yeah, just going to be whatever it gets to be. So I do have like some ideas and some tools to use, and I have my fag now, my mannequin, my model, that it'll make it a lot easier, yeah, to see how it flows in certain ways, yeah, and so I can't wait, like, to get started on that today. Like, I kind of have an idea of how it's gonna begin, but like I'm gonna let go and be in that I don't know state, yeah, and just be willing to play. But yeah, just kind of go and like see what happens, and yeah, see what it can be, see what it gets to be, and know that it is a work in progress. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of synchronicities coming up, and I've started and initiated a Kundalini yoga practice, and it's been several years, and I've been doing, yeah, my little yoga sets in the morning for the last 2 weeks, and I feel pretty great. Yeah, so that feels really good to be practicing again, and I resisted it so much, and I just like, okay, like I don't know how to let go of this resistance about it, and it's not like I was gonna force myself just to do it because I need to do this, but it was just like, okay, I'm willing to do this, and so like just like little by little and bit by bit, and then it just got to happen, and yeah, and I'm choosing it. So that's awesome, and it feels really good. And man, I was like kind of doing certain routines and sets like a couple years ago that like felt really good for me, and so I asked my husband if he could find like those videos again, like because I know like how beneficial they were for me. And so yeah, he did actually find them for me a couple weeks ago, and I just started and didn't have like expectations for myself to do it like beginning to finish, or you know, like the whole entire set. Like it was like, I'll just do it at my pace. I'll just kind of like refresh and just remember how to do this and focus on the breathing and focus on, yeah, certain things, and like it was really gentle and easy with myself, and it felt like super amazing, and I was actually surprised with how much I was able to do, and yeah, especially for not like being like super active lately. I was like really like impressed actually with myself and with my core strength, and with the blocks that I was able to breathe through. And I was just like, oh my god, I remember how this felt, and it did feel really great, like in my center, in my core, like I'm doing the breath of fire and all of that. Yeah, it just felt right, and it was like, yeah, my body remembers how to do this, because it was like, yeah, it's been a couple of years, and it was like, man, I don't really, and then just like doing it again and just like letting go and getting out of my own way, and it was just like, wow. And but it's really funny too, like I noticed that when I started to think about it too much, then I got thrown off, but if I just let my body kind of like, yeah, take over and just do her thing, like with the breath, and then kind of align like the chants and yeah, the sutnam, yeah, the inhale, the exhale, all that, like just to like just fall into that rhythm, just like allowing myself to fall into that rhythm or just be in that rhythm. And then I didn't have to like manipulate it or control it. It was just like that rhythm, like yeah, like sinking into that rhythm, syncing up with that rhythm. That's interesting. Yeah, I wanted to say falling into, but I don't know if that is correct. But I guess, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, there's fun synchronicities happening with the fire and with dancing and with breathing and chanting. So this is, I don't know if I read this the other day, but it was something that came up last week, and I was just like, oh, it just like had this image of like Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is love's first kiss, and that came up again, like through another channel, another medium, another co-creator, like, and so it's just like wow, like, holy crap, like we're playing in this field, and yeah, tuning into certain things and resonances and frequencies, and it's just so cool, like, seeing how magical it really is. So Sleeping Beauty and Love's First Kiss, dancing the gods dance, chanting the gods chant. Yeah. Queen of the Fire, dancing in the flames, recharging, getting out of my own way, beginning again, begin again. The clean slate, the I don't know, receptive space, no mind, mental state. The trust, faith, grace, strength, no adding or subtracting necessary, just be as I am, no rules, no limitations, no preparing. Enjoy life, love, service, live, forgiving, appreciating, being love, yeah, and forgiving, being willing, being here as I am, relaxing, surrendering, beginner's mind, 0 point, letting go, not knowing, not doing, unself-consciousness, the garden, the beginning, the pillar of light, avatars, oversouls, Lyra, Andromeda, Indigos, Avalon, Avia, Blue Avian, Soul Family, Amenti, the Ark, the Portal, the Bridge, the River, the Currents, Kundalini, Fire, Water, Memories and DNA activations, recoding, all available and unfolding in divine order and timing. Breathing, chanting, stretching, playing, practicing, surrendering, recharge, restart, reset, begin again, opening, trusting, receiving, allowing, receiving, witnessing. I am. The lighthouse. I am willing and I surrender. I trust. I open. I receive. Let it be. Set love free. Love is free. I am free. I claim my worth, my value, gifts of love and sovereignty. My right to be fully, freely, authentically, me, whole, full, true, all my love, all thy love for all of me and we. And so surrendering and just getting out of my own way. Hooray. Just getting out of my own way. Just getting to be me. Being me. I sent some invites this morning to a Maiden circle. So our equinox is coming up soon. Yeah, autumn equinox is coming up soon. Looking forward to that. Pagan Thanksgiving. So, yes, it's coming up soon. To work with, play with, invite, believe in, appreciate, dream in, value, thank, bless, praise, and share all the things already available here and accessible always. All my needs are met for me in abundance always, now and always. And colors, candles, gifts giving, a community altar, cooperation, completion, collaboration, participation, art, life, the art of living, being, and forgiving. I'm happy to be alive, surrounded by love, joyful, and so happy to share all I love and love all I love, be my own love and love being loved, love being loved, and love me, loving me just as I am, here as I am, appreciating the journey right where I am, letting go of judging, measuring, and arriving, comparing, manipulating, or pleasing. I'm taking my own advice and listening, receptivity, and sage advice given and received. Acceptance for the things I cannot change and acceptance for changing the things that I can. Empathy, compassion, understanding, mercy, grace, humility, gratitude, and receptivity. Faith, strength, courage, and responsibility. Claiming my legitimacy, sovereignty, autonomy, accountability. Claiming all I am. My fullness, my right to be free, authentic, and happy. I am joyful, alive, present, safe, protected, cared for, held, supported, valued, encouraged, inspired, and self-realized. Living my own best life, embodying all I love through my God-given life, through the love that I am, regenerating and transfiguring light, life. Embodying, shining, emanating, radiating, anchoring, sharing, expressing, offering, celebrating, blessing, honoring, returning, whole to the light. Yay, light. Yay, love. Yay, life. Yeah. And so practicing non-attachment and observing, witnessing, participating, listening, receptivity, blessing, praising, thanking, and celebrating all the gifts, all the love, all the joy and opportunities. faith in our own deepest experiences, loving kindness and heart-based intentions, letting go of judgments, penetrating the illusion, and remembering who I am. Clearing, cleansing, surrendering, returning home to me and we. I noticed something interesting. Yeah, every single day. Every single day. Yeah, all the changes. All the little things that add up to huge shifts, huge gifts, and all the parts we play. So, yeah. So I just flipped open to this page. Gosh, it feels like we've been so busy visiting with friends and family, our inner and outer adventures, preparations and active planning, cleaning it up, releasing, and getting out of my own way. So, feeling good about all the love unfolding and being manifested through our lives, actions, choices, and through being who we are. Love always. And so, yeah, I got to, share some amazing things with family and friends and loved ones this, last week, and had a beautiful wedding ceremony for my stepdaughter and her husband. Yeah, that's so cute now. Yeah, they're just adorable, and they're on their honeymoon right now. I hope they're having a beautiful, wonderful time. I'm sure they are. I'm sure it is like an amazing new beginning and new adventures for them. And it does feel like, that right now. Like that there's so many new opportunities. And so, actually there was like some things that came up yesterday. And, just kind of holding the space for myself and for others to go through their process of grieving and all that. And I can, it is like an expansive state of awareness, like right now too, like where I have been able to let go of a lot of judgments about things and just see things for how they are, as they are, see things as they are, and not like label them as bad or good, like in certain ways, but like, or pretty or ugly or whatever. It's not an either or, like in certain ways. So I feel like this is a little hard to articulate, and I feel like we all need to realize for ourselves, and it's because certain concepts can be like inverted to manipulate our perceptions and to manipulate our energy. And so it's just interesting. So where was I going to go with that? I'm not even sure, so I don't know. We'll see if something wants to come back in and through. But just looking at certain things in different ways and seeing more deeply into like things past the surface, like beneath the surface, going deep. Going deep. And seeing, that we're all going through like our own journeys and our own dark night of the soul and our own healing process and our own cleansing process and our own clearing process, and that looks different for everybody. And at certain times it's graceful and there's a lot of grace that holds us, and at other certain points it looks like a hot mess. And it's just like having compassion for all of us, as we do go through these pains, these growing pains, and this death rattle, of the old falling away. So, and then like the birthing pains and the labor, the labor of love that we get to choose for ourselves and all that. But it does look different. It looks different. And so it's like reminding myself, like, we're all going through our own stages and phases of growth and our own ways of healing and remembering and revealing and kind of extracting the poison and doing our own alchemy and conscious and unconscious ways. And it's going to look different at different times for everybody. And so it's like not up to me to judge someone else that's going through a hard thing and saying, oh, they're doing it wrong, or oh, that's what a train wreck. But it's just like having compassion and remembering, like, yeah, that we've all been there, and that, yeah, we're all going through that, or we will be, you know. And so, yeah, it's not supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way. Like, it's always. And so just remembering that, to have compassion as we all grieve and as we all go through, like, as we experience the suffering that we've been, you know, stuck in for a long time, that's been kind of normalized in a lot of ways. Like, oh, that's just the way life is, just suck it up, you know, like, carry on, you know. And it's just like, yeah, like, where we've been taught to minimize, like, our own pain because someone else has it worse. And that's for sure, like, it does help us remember that, like, no matter how, like, much pain we've been in, yeah, there's so much more pain, like, our capacity, man, so to go through that suffering must be endless, because it seems like it has been endless. But yeah, that's why I just have lots of compassion. We have been truly fucked with, going through this, like, psychological warfare, heavy duty shit right now, like, and it is, like, being heaped on us. And so I can see, like, why people are at the end of their rope, and why it does feel like kind of like desperation right now. And there's a lot of fear, like, around different things, and there's a lot of anger stirred up, and yeah, just misdirected energy. And so just seeing into some of those things. But yeah, I see, like, that there's people that aren't going to be, like, sitting down and taking, like, what is trying to come down on us. Yeah, I can see how, like, people are just fed up and they've had about just enough of the bullshit. And so it does, like, help me to remember to break out of my rigidities, to bend so that I don't break, and to let go and respond to the best of my abilities, and be aware of where I'm directing and focusing my energy. And so, yeah, there's, like, some things in tyranny and slavery, like, it's, like, obvious, like, it's super obvious, like, what's happening, and it is, like, saboteur energy in a way. And so I hope that does help us remember that we do have a choice, and that we always do have a choice. And I hope we do believe in that right to choose, yeah, for ourselves what we need, you know, and that right to choose our own journey and our own path and our own ways, yeah, our own lives and our own authenticity. And so to honor that and respect that for ourselves, and extend that to all other beings, and know that it's right that we're all having our own experience, and individually and collectively. Yeah, so it's interesting to connect all these things. I'm feeling the huge shifts. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am. Supernova souls lighting up and fully shining in their love, all glorious emanations of the one, true love. Om Mani Padme Hum. Yes. Forgiveness, faith, love, gratitude, innocence, and humility. I am safe. I am held. I am loved. I am protected. I am one with God, and I am held in grace. It's safe for me to let go. It is okay to let go. It is okay not to know. It is right not to know. It is right to let go. It is safe to let go. It is safe not to know. It's okay to let go. It's okay. Let it go. Trust this love. Let it go. Trust this love. Let it go. I trust this love. I let go. So, is there anything else that wants to be shared today? Choice points, choices, the choice card, and our choices. Quote from My Geek Wisdom. Yeah, it's not our choices. Oh, it's not our abilities that define us, it's our choices. Yeah, Dumbledore, the wizard, the wise old man, the father card. Allow others their autonomy and their freedom to choose and to be. Looking at the outsider and ego soul self strategies. to navigate these changes. Stepping into a new life and telling, sharing, projecting, emanating new mythos, accounts, and stories through embodying and practicing empathy rather than reinforcing small and familiar identities and playing into inauthentic, defensive autopilot reactions that contribute to energy leaks and drains, perpetuating disempowering patterns and the shame, guilt, blame, name games. What can we be? We have free will. What are we choosing and playing out? What are we choosing and playing at, playing into, acting at, playing out, playing through, and being played at, being played with, being played through, being played in and through, playing God, playing you, playing God through God with you, God playing through you, God playing all these parts through me and you, God playing through all of you, God playing all these parts through you, God playing with himself through you and me, dreaming, the goddess rising, awakening, sleeping beauty, her beloved, his embrace, love's first kiss, the rising masculine, and innocence wakes. Yeah, love, true live, loves again. True love lives again. The two is one, the truth lives again. True love lives again. True love awakens, true love and friendship, partnership, companionship, and relationship. Balance, union, neutral, mutual respect, open-hearted tenderness, warmth and gentle strength, kindness, integrity, and genuineness, enjoyment, fun, and playfulness, honesty and engagement, interest, care, mindfulness, power, responsibility, willingness, trust and faith, grace, presence. A great, lovely, joyful, playful, beautiful day. Life is beautiful in all her ways. Be authentic, free, and true. Allow her the space and the room to be as she is without any strings and enjoy our time together. Ask her questions and be genuinely interested and express my support and love. Yay, that was so nice to come from a place and a space of love, empowerment, authenticity, not having to prove anything, but just showing up just to be me, fully and freely, authentically me. Yes, indeed. So, poems and prayers. So, yeah, I just had some ideas about, like, kind of what I want to offer in the next little while. Want to do, like, a different video series that I've been, just thinking about for a while. And so it's time to stop thinking about it and just, like, kind of show up for it and let it unfold and then let it evolve and be creative and see where it goes. Show up and just play with it. Yeah, show up and let the universe, the goddess, and me do our things. And so, live, love, joy, create, rest, and dream. And there's so many fun, exciting things happening, actually. And so, I know it's like, it's just silly. And it's like part of me doesn't even want to say it right now. Wants to, like, save it until later. But I did buy I ended up asking for an instrument, and I didn't really expect it. It was just like something that I didn't even think about. I was like, oh, I need that. And so I was just like, and it just like kind of came up, and I was like, babe, so I've been told, or I've been shown that I need this instrument, and so, yeah, that'd be great. Like, if we could just do that, and I'm just going to learn because I know it's going to help me with this and this and this, and I'll just remember certain things because I used to play it in a past life. And it was just like, and then, like, when I was done talking, I was like, what? What did I even say? And I was just like, okay, that was weird. And it was just something like that I didn't even prepare or plan on. I was just like, okay, I'm going to tell you something. And I was just like, wow. And so it reminded me of a dream that I had. And it was like, oh, it's so funny. It's a dream that I had, like, last year. And it was, like, about... I shared this dream a couple times because there was so much in it, and it was so profound. And there was different sequences to it. And it's just so funny where I was in this lighthouse, and it was a house that I shared with my auntie, Shelley. And it was like, yeah, certain floors like belonged to me and certain other floors didn't, but we shared some parts of the house, and it was like really interesting. It was super interesting. But it was there was this like frozen pond where these bicycles were like, yeah, and it was like all these puns too. Like the bicycles were frozen in this pond that was circulating around. So it was a frozen pond, but yet it was circulating, and these bicycles, and it was like the dual nature, like in a certain way. Yeah, it was like being frozen. It was frozen in time, or it was frozen in some kind of a loop, or a yeah, some kind of a feedback loop, or some kind of a thing. Yeah, because of the past. Yeah, being stuck in the past in certain ways, and playing out old frozen, yeah, patterns, like, yeah, that I couldn't get out of in certain ways. And so it was super interesting, like, yeah, that my cousin Summer was in there, and it was like the winter time, and she was wearing a scarf as well. So it was like loaded with like all these things and metaphors and just silliness. And also, like, there was a sequence in that dream where me and my husband were playing different instruments. And, yeah, he's been practicing his music, and having all sorts of fun with his bass guitar, and, like, with recording his music, and his practicing, and getting ready for a show, a reunion show, and yeah, doing all those things. And so it is like interesting too. I love listening to him play, because he hadn't really shared that part of himself with me. Like, I think he just um, chose a while back, like, that, like, this isn't practical. I'm just gonna like put this away for now. But now, like, he's getting back into it and everything, and I get to see this musician, yeah, this awesome artist in him, because he is like super talented. He really is. He's a natural, and like just appreciating like that, like, yeah, just that he's just doing it and he's creating it, and it's awesome. And then actually then I get inspired to get an instrument, and that's like, it's such a funny synchronicity and a funny wink, that dream coming back. So certain dreams, memories, and visions been coming back full circle, and helping, yeah, and reminding me, and helping lead me and guide me as this path unfolds before me. Yeah, and through my being. And so just being me. So just being here and just being me, and just letting it go and letting love be, because love is free. I am free, you are free, we are free to be. And so remembering that for me, and telling new stories and dreaming new dreams, showing up and creating and playing and being like as I am, here as I am, just as I am, for all of me. And so, like, yeah, getting out of my own way and doing my best just to wake up and play, because it's all love, and it's all you, and it's all for you. So just play. All right, wishing you well, wishing all well, wishing us well, wishing well, wishing, yeah, us all well, wishing us our well-being, yeah, and all is well. So wishing all of us well, wishing peace, yeah, wishing all of us peace. May you be peaceful, may you be happy, may you be well. May we all feel protected, loved, safe, and held as we go through this rebirthing and this, yeah, remembering and awakening and living and loving, remembering what that is and embodying that, collaborating, making the room and the space for life to be all she is and gets to be, fully, freely, authentically her, authentically we. Yeah, so let's show up and just be who we are, who we need to be. Love for ourselves and love for we, in all that we are and in all that we be. It seems like there's one more thing that wants to be shared here. I just flipped it open to page 33, and this is the Maiden and the future. The Maiden, as illustrated in this deck, is the epitome of self-exploration and the independence and empowerment that is born of self-awareness. To know who you are is to know what you wish to do with your life. To know who you are is to know what will fulfill you and in turn bring abundance to your life. Do you know what you want from life? Do you know your goals and desires? If not, it is time to look within and reflect. Do you know how to express those goals and desires and what steps you need to take in order to manifest them? If not, it's time to find your voice and speak. So, do you know how to express those goals and desires and what steps you need to take in order to manifest them? If not, it is time to find your voice and speak. Seek the answers. Do not wait for others to offer them to you or impose them upon you. Be proactive. Ask. Take the first step forward, becoming the person you want to be, and do so knowing that the only obstacles in your path are those you have created or allowed to prevent you from moving forward. The child was the seed, and the maiden is the young plant about to bloom. How she blooms is up to you. Oh, that's cool. And then that was the future position of the maiden. And the maiden is number 2. A potential blockage for maiden is the reversed maiden asks you to look at your dreams and aspirations. Are you acting from a place of genuine love and desire to improve yourself? Or are you resisting because you want things to go your way without a care for others? When we choose to follow our own path, it is not always possible to avoid hurting or saying no to those we care for. However, we can say no with mindfulness, empathy, and understanding. Be firm but kind. Be clear when expressing your desires and goals. Take into account the needs and feelings of others and avoid behavior that makes you appear childish or selfish. This behavior will not help others to understand your decisions or respect your choice to walk your own path. That's interesting advice. Interesting advice given and received. Open to receive that. So thank you. Yeah, Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Ravynne Phelan. So I hope you guys are all well, feeling well, and loving yourselves. All right. We'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.